So as you may know, I went to Pokemon Worlds 2025, and it honestly made me a lot more interested in competitive Pokemon, so imagine my joy to find out fellow creator Nautist has announced a Fakemon tournament. Enter FT500. It only takes one quick look back through my past videos to realize that when it comes to abilities and stats and battling, I'm kinda just really terrible at it all. Something I realized at Worlds was that whenever I think I'm getting the hang of competitive, I quickly realize I'm way in over my head. Once upon a time, I tried out the Gen 3 meta using random teams on Showdown. That sure humbled me, but I want to understand competitive Pokemon just a little bit more. I want to go back to Worlds next year and be like, yeah, I think I get it. I think I know what's going on here. So Nautist's Fakemon Tournament 500 seems like the perfect stepping stone into acquiring that meta brain. The challenge today is to design a Fakemon and then give it the appropriate types, abilities, stats, and battle item that makes sense with how it looks. It's a multimedia challenge. Also, all the base stats have to equal 500. That's where the 500 comes from. Okay, this is an art channel, so most of what you'll be seeing today is the artwork, but if you're just here for the stats, then hopefully you can also enjoy watching me draw the Fakemon. I'm basing my design on a Ruru, which is an owl endemic to New Zealand. Its English name is the Moorpork, and I honestly have no idea if that's the right way to say it, or if people actually call it that. I call it the Ruru because that's what I first heard it be called. Yup. Competitively, I'm thinking something bulky but fast, but also hits hard. I don't know. It could potentially have a defensive typing, set itself up as a wall competitively, but perhaps have an ability that allows it to hit fast for when it really needs to, or it could kind of balance it out. I guess we'll just see as I keep drawing. A big lesson I have learned in my year of making stats and abilities for some of my Fakemon is that for every buff you give a Fakemon or Pokemon, you kinda need to nerf something else. It's called balance. I do get a lot of comments that critique my stats or abilities, and so that really helps me understand how I should approach them for next time. I learn something new every day. I also use Smogon a lot as a research tool so I can get a better idea of how certain Pokemon are set up for specific competitive purposes. My Fakemon here has a lot going on. We've got a big bulky body, a ton of feather, and a 1,000-yard stare that is screaming at you to run far, far away. The tail is also giving me grief because I want to do something similar to my reference picture, but also it just seems weird having it going straight down and I can't get the perspective right for it just laying on the ground behind it. I decided instead to give it some feathers jutting from its sides to provide some balance in the artwork. That way I can give it a sick design accent and also avoid the tail crisis altogether. I gave it a blocky design on the backs of the wings because I felt it was missing something bold. It's very much a design made up of many small bits and bobs, so I think it's a good idea to have some blocky design elements to help anchor the design and just to give all those little parts something to gravitate to. It's the gravitational pull of Pepsi in Pokemon form. I reshaped the head and also gave it a new pair of lookers because they needed to be reproportioned. The colors are very true to the source material, lots of earthy colors that help it blend within the forests it lives in. Being nocturnal, they benefit from a darker color palette so they can blend in better with their surroundings and not alert any prey. The eyes are also very signature owl stare yellow. Now for a little treat, or should I say a big treat. That's right, I am mega evolving my Pokemon. Now in the tournament there are no mega evolutions, so this is purely for fun. I traced over the face of my original and made its features slightly larger and wider. Something I really wanted to do was expose its massive wingspan and really show off their blazing feathers, so I have it pulling out one of its wings while it shields itself with the other. You see, they have a pretty vulnerable weak point in turn for their incredibly dangerous heated feathers. The pattern on the back of the wing is also given a bit of an update, becoming a lot more angular and almost resembling an arrow, as if to signify the spike in its base stats. This owl is a part fire type, so I have puffed up its big pants, which are expanded from containing an enormous amount of fire power. Color-wise, it is very similar and doesn't really use any new colors, but its body proportions have changed, so some of the brighter areas get a lot more exposure, which gives it a more menacing appearance. In my canon, it would completely illuminate the forest, and anything caught in the light would get hunted before it even knew what was happening. Horrifying. I've also made the eyes completely red, which is just a fun detail I wanted to pass on from a picture I saw of Ururu with a flash camera. Although I would like to also take this moment to express my disapproval of using a camera flash in an animal's eyes. Don't do that. Alrighty, I have finished my design, so now it is finally time to take a look at the final product. And also, if you're here for the competitive information, I'm going to share that with you too. But just be warned, I will not be revealing all of this Pokemon's information because this is a competition after all. Meet Ruhira, the Ruru Pokemon. It is a flying fighting type with the ability Big Pecs. Its held item is a sharp beak. Competitively works as a slightly bulky physical attacker, if that's a thing people say. It has high stats in both HP, physical attack, and speed, whilst its defenses are just a notch lower. Its ability allows it to retain its physical defense with no threat of it lowering. The tournament does not support EVs or nature, but I did want to give it some anyways, so my EV spread is 252 in attack and 130 in defense and 126 in speed. It also has the adamant nature. Also, I just want to give a shout out to Abyzab and Lookituptwitch. They both helped me refine Ruhira's stats to make it a bit better than how I originally built it. I've got their socials in the description below, so please go check them out. Thank you again for all the help. And then, just for fun, using the Ruhira, you can get Mega Ruhira. It swaps its fighting type for fire type and gains the new ability called Flaming Feathers, which turns Ruhira's flying type moves into fire type moves. It also has a very fun effect with Roost, in which it will forego its fire typing instead of its flying typing, which means good luck using Earthquake against that. It might be broken, but it's just for fun. Now, I will not be revealing my moveset or exact stats at this stage because this is a competition and I don't want to reveal my hand just yet, but please keep an eye out on my Bluesky and Tumblr because after the tournament I will be revealing the full stats and kit in one nice, easy to read post. So yeah, that was Ruhira. I hope you like it. I'm very much out of my comfort zone, and when I dip my toes into competitive Pokemon, I know there are a few people who like to lecture me on my metagame decisions, so be nice! Thank you so much for watching. As always, please subscribe to my channel. I upload new videos every single Friday or Saturday if you live on Mirage Island, just like me. And if you are entering the FT500, then best of luck, and may the odds be ever in your favor.